Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktarinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Okay, so we'll be reading from Brahma-saṁhitā, Shloka 30. Okay. Venum kvanantam aravinda dalayataksam bharhavatam samasitam bhudasundarangam kandarpakotikamaniya vishesha shobham govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. So here goes the translation, Shloka 30. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is adept in playing on his flute, with blooming eyes like lotus petals, with head decked with peacock's feather, with a figure of beauty tinged with the hue of blue clouds, and his unique loveliness charming millions of cupids. So here we are hearing the Lord Brahma's description. The shloka first one of his prayers, Chintamani, Prakara Sadma Sukalpa Vriksha, describe the abode of the Lord and describe different pastimes which he saw there. He saw hinted at different pastimes. He saw kalpavrikshas, he saw surabhi cows, and he saw gopis serving Krishna there like this. Now the focus is on Krishna's form. This shloka describes the transcendental form of Krishna, and we'll read the purport. The matchless beauty of Krishna, the Supreme Lord of Goloka, is being described. Krishna, the all-pervading cognition, has a spiritual form of his own. The form of Krishna is not fanciful creation of imagination, formed after visualizing the beautiful things of the world. This is a very profound statement of Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur here. The form of Krishna is not fiction. By looking this material world and having experiences of material world, now you imagine how should look like perfect form. The most beautiful eyes, the most beautiful face, the most beautiful hair, the most beautiful dress, the most beautiful. So you try to assemble from the experiences what you have in material world. So look at this. The form of Krishna is not a fanciful creation of imagination, formed after visualizing the beautiful things of the world. It's not that, this is some imagination of people who are striving for ideal form or imagining God to be all perfect. No. What Brahma saw in his ecstatic trance of pure devotion is being described. Actually, this is called Divya Pratyaksha or Vaidusha Pratyaksha. When the devotee has realized his spiritual form, he has a spiritual body, he has spiritual eyes, he's seeing Krishna directly, is direct perception. He's seeing through spiritual senses Krishna. Atasya Krishna Namadi, Navavad Grahaminde. With these material senses, we cannot see Krishna. But with spiritual senses, we can see Krishna directly. So, what is the best proof that God is there? A person who has spiritual bodies, he's seeing God. What else proof you want? He doesn't need to quote Shastra. He doesn't need logic. He doesn't need any other, kind of support for what he is seeing to believe to what he is seeing. He has spiritual senses. Krishna is standing in front of him. He has this realization. Brahma has realization. He is seeing God. So this description is authoritative because Brahma describes it. Now, who is Brahma? What about Brahma is lying? What about Brahma is imagining? What about Brahma had some mushroom or something and has some hallucination or something? As the Western scholars and atheists would challenge. Well, the validity of the statement of devotee is qualified by their purity, by their character, by their dedication of Dharma, by their life embodying the Dharma, Dharmic principles. They are sinless, they are unmotivated, they are detached, they are attached to Krishna, they are always kind and merciful to others, spiritually particularly. And by that, we trust them. They are trustworthy. Why? Because they are detached. They are not part of the material world. They're not part of the material game of exploiting and being exploited or cheating and being cheated. It is nothing like that. So that is the idea that Brahma he realized his spiritual body. He saw himself as a gopi. He saw himself as a maidservant of Krishna. And in that spiritual body, with spiritual eyes, he is looking around. And first shloka describes the dham, abode of the Lord. And second shloka now describes the form of the Lord. What he's seen in the spiritual world. Amazing things. And most amazing of all amazing things, the most beautiful thing in the most beautiful abode of the Lord is Krishna's body, is Krishna's form. This is what Brahma describes now. And immediately he describes the form. Venum Kwanantam Aravinda Dalayataksha. He is playing flute. He has a beautiful eyes like a lotus. Barhavatam. He has a peacock feather in his hair or his crown of flowers. Asitam Buddha Sundarangam. His all limbs are beautiful. His form is all attractive. And what is the dark blue color of his transcendental body he describes as a dark monsoon cloud. And how beautiful, attracts even cupids. Kandharpa koti kamaniya visheshasha. Millions of cupids are attracted by his form. And Cupid is most attractive personification of love. We would say in spiritual terms, lust. But it is known as a love, god of love. God of material love equals god of lust. So here, the Cupid himself is attracted with source of all love. Rasavaisaha, source of all pleasures, is Krishna. So this is what is described. And in the yesterday's shloka is classified as Swarasiki Upasana because it describes many continuous flow of the Leelas. But today this shloka describes a mantra upasana. On this shloka, devotees meditate to focus their mind on the form of Krishna. It's called mantra upasana mai. And focuses on particular one picture, one frame of eternal Leelas of Lord. And this particular one is the most beautiful picture in the world. This picture of Krishna's transcendental beauty, his bodily features, his Krishna's all attractive feature. Krishna means all attractive. And this shloka actually explains this. So this is what is described today, Krishna's transcendental body. The Krishna's transcendental body described by Brahma is valid for us, proof, and it is authoritative. Whenever Prabhupada spoke about Krishna as a person, Krishna having form, Krishna having qualities, Krishna having feelings, Krishna having intelligence, consciousness, powers to rule, powers to create, powers to maintain, powers to perform his pastimes, Prabhupada say, this is authorized description. So again, atheists, as they are, they say, who authorized him? Who authorized? How you say these are authorized? You know? It is authorized again, by whom? By the great stalwart acharyas. Again, you have people of spotless character, you have people who follow Dharma, who have realized you are not this body, by their activities, can be as certain that they are not on bodily platform, they are not attached to the name, fame, glory, money, or any enjoyments of material world. And they always acted in a way to benefit all the conditioned souls. So by this we verify that yes, that Bhavo Jnana Tapasa Putamad Bhava Magat. Krishna says, in the past, so many souls achieve me, achieve affection to me, achieve my transcendental nature, achieve love of me, excuse me, by following this path of spiritual realization. They're the topmost, the purest soul, the most detached soul, and their affection and attachment to Krishna is fully transcendental. So when they say, I've seen Krishna, you can trust him. If you see some fellow, just somebody, I can also say I've seen Krishna. But who will believe me? I say I've seen Krishna and tomorrow they see me in cinema or they see me eating chicken biryani. So my character and my statements do not match. Therefore, I'm not authority. I will not be accepted. I would be accepted as such, as a cheater as I am. I would be accepted by the bunch of sentimental fools. I can cheat some people for sometimes, but I can't cheat all people all the time because it will be exposed. And indeed, we had so many bad experiences in material world, so many so-called spiritual leaders being cheaters. that their statements and their practices as preached by them are not matching. The Vedas are available to people. The qualities of gurus are exposed, explained. The qualities of saintly person are explained. So it has to match. It has to match. Not that Guruji has 2-3 girlfriends. Oh, this is very immoral. No, no, it's transcendental. We are not this body. the cheating. No. So in Brahma's case, this is not the case. In Acharya's case, this is not the case. So Acharyas, they speak what Veda says, they live what Veda says, they show that character. Srila Prabhupada came to the West and convinced all the hippies to follow 4 regulative principles. Hippie definition means one who breaks 4 regulative principles. That's a very simple definition of hippie, you know. No? What is the life of hippie? Free sex and disobedience to authority. And search for the truth through assistance of chemicals, means LSD particularly, or any hallucinogenic substances. No? And then you come there. Old man comes from India, which is considered third world country, undeveloped country, not prestigious country, comes to the most developed country in the world, economically, not spiritually, and America. And he tells to all the youth that give up meat eating, smoking, drinking, drugs, chant Hare Krishna, stay high forever, become vegetarian, and dedicate life for service of Krishna. Nothing less than that. Not to come Sunday, weekend yoga, this, that. Full life, immediately. Shave your hair and join. Married, unmarried, young, old, everybody just join, you know. Amazing, no? So where is the power? Where is the power? These people accepted Vedas. They didn't know what Vedas are. So based on Prabhupada's pure character, they were attracted. It had the effect. Why? Because of his purity. Purity is the force. So this is what is described in the Shastra itself, that this is how you know who is a guru. Vedas themselves describe. And Guru describe what Vedas are. So Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. You have a Guru who is embodiment of Dharma by his purity, by his practices in life, by his realization. And he gives, by seeing him, you get faith in Vedas, you get faith in religion, you get faith God exists. So when Prabhupada say, we are not presenting Krishna whimsically, we are not imagining this authorized presentation from the Vedas, that statement has a meaning. That statement has a meaning, you know, not the circular logic. Who authorized you? I authorize myself, so I'm authorized by myself. You cannot establish yourself. It is not possible, you know. What is your name? Such and such. What is your name? I'm Gokuchandra Das, the president of America. Oh, who established you? There was an election, somebody voted for you. No, I established myself. Okay, then you follow yourself, be present to yourself. Nobody would accept, even materially, what to speak of spiritually. So therefore, Veda says, Guru must come in Guru Parampara. Knowledge must come from Krishna, from me. Excuse me. And all these things are factors. Why do we believe in Vedas? Why do we believe in Guru? Why do we believe in sadhus, parampara, Guru Parampara? So all these things, so these are the statements. So we'll continue reading from the purport. But these are very important. You see, the form of Krishna is not fanciful creation of imagination, form after visualizing beautiful things of the world. Because scholars say, this is imagination. They're imagining spiritual, beautiful and full of flowers, and everybody smiling, everybody dancing. Simply due to suffering in material world, they are longing for such a place and creating God and spiritual imagination. But here, this is refuted. No, what Brahma saw is his ecstatic trance of pure devotion. He's seeing spiritual and Krishna is being described by that. And by hearing Brahma's statements, what happens to us? We become purified, we become qualified to see the same thing. You can realize, pratyaksha-vagamam dharmyam, you can actually experience same thing what Brahma is seeing. And many people in the past experience, many acharyas experience. And you have acharya of different sampradayas, Vaishnava sampradayas. When they see spiritual world, they describe the same thing. They're not describing something else. Not that in Vallabha sampradaya Krishna is pink and Śrī Vaishnava sampradaya Krishna is green. And Gaudiya Vaishnava, we have Krishna blue. Everybody has his own realization. They are seeing same Krishna. They are seeing same form. They are seeing same abode. This is what Veda says. And everything is matching. Everything is linked. Everything is same. Everything is consistent. Everything makes sense. And therefore we got the faith to follow. Therefore we have that. Okay, here. So what Brahma says? Krishna is engaged in playing upon his flute. What God does? What is definition of God? Creator, maintainer, destroyer, punisher, awarder, one who liberates. Bhagavan is supreme enjoyer. Krishna is playing his flute. That's what God is doing. He is so mighty that he doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't. There's no need for him to do the work. All work is done by his powers, personified, delegated, expanded, spread. By diffusion of his multiple energies, he manages everything. No, a rich man also in material world tries to imitate God by that way. He simply sits there and talks to, okay, manager, arrange this. You run the business. You bring my car. You arrange a lunch. I want the juice. I want this. I want the... Just that's all. Just he expresses his desire, and by power of his bank account, he is able to manage till some extent. Till the time comes that he has to die. That's the ultimate problem in material world. But there is nothing like that for Krishna. So what Krishna is doing? He's playing his flute. What is your concept of God? God is sitting on cloud and trying to manage that, how to run this material world, No, it's just this is done how? How Bhagavan does create material world? Pashyanti panti kalayanti. Just by looking, he creates. By time, he maintains. By his power of maintenance, he sustains it, and then kalayanti sends his time energy to finish it off. Just by glancing just one glance. Doesn't have to even glance. This is how he chooses. Just by thinking, he can do it. Doesn't have to glance also. But he did it. Just by glance. He chooses Aikshata. And everything is done. Peanuts, nothing. What is the job for the God? Huh? So this is amazing. Huh? So here, Krishna is engaged. That flute, by his enchanting musical sounds, attracts the hearts of all living beings. Now, not only that Krishna enjoys, but always acts for benefit of all living entities. Everyone is attracted by sound of the Krishna's flute, transcendental sound. Just a lotus petal produces pleasant sight. So the two beautiful eyes of Krishna, who causes manifestation or spiritual vision, display the unlimited splendor and beauty of his moon-like face. Look at this description of lotus eyes. If you pay little attention to the sentence. Just lotus petals produce pleasant sight. Two beautiful eyes of Krishna causes the manifestation of our spiritual vision. By seeing Krishna's eyes, you get spiritual eyes. It's purifying. It's so purifying. Just see the opposite effect. No? Beneficial for us. Krishna's eyes are already perfect. And these eyes will make us to see him. How is that? If Krishna glances upon us, we get the mercy, we get spiritual, but we get his mercy to come to the spiritual world. Glancing upon means giving mercy. How mercy is achieved? By following his instruction, by surrendering to Guru. No? So look at what the descriptions are here. No? Okay, the loveliness that adorns his head with peacock feather figures, the corresponding feature, the spiritual beauty of Krishna. So again, the beauty is described. Krishna likes to be ornamented by peacock feather. Just a mass of blue clouds offers specifically suiting, pleasant view. The complexion of Krishna is analogously tinged with a spiritual dark blue color. The beauty and loveliness of Krishna is far more enchanting than that of Cupid, multiply a millionfold. So again, the beautiful color of Krishna's body is described. And here, very clear, tinged with a spiritual dark blue color. Okay, so Srila Jiva Goswami here comments this, that this is the Swarasik mantra upasana, Maya shloka, and because single pastime is described in detail, and particularly focuses on Krishna's form. So this shloka is very important for us because it's authoritative from Brahma's own realization. After practicing tapasya, after performing austerities, chanting mantra japa, meditating on the mantra, following instruction of God, he got the realization. So this is our challenge. This is our challenge to all the scientists who says that how do I know God exists? How do I know this Maha Mantra works? Why should I believe you? How can I believe? Hare Krishnas, they know the truth about God. But you can practice. You can practice. It's scientific. Anybody who applies to certain methodology will get expected result. So if expected result is achieved, it's a science. It's not a question of belief. If I mix hydrogen and oxygen in particular circumstances, I'll get water if I follow methodology. Oh, whether Muslims also will get water if they follow methodology. Atheists also will get water if they follow methodology. It does not depend on your belief. It depends on your strictly following methodology, the process. So if you follow, then you get the faith. Oh, this formula works. Correct? So similarly, we invite everyone. How do I know this is true? You practice and see. Now they say, oh, I cannot practice. No, so what do I have to do? I have to chant Hare Krishna, you have to be vegetarian. Not vegetarian. You have to offer everything you eat to Krishna. You have to associate with devotees. You have to hear from the Shastra. We offer the method. It's a process of sadhana bhakti, Vaidhi bhakti. Practicing spiritual methodology of realizing God under the guidance of Guru, bhajana kriya. So we invite everyone, come and live with us, practice with us, and you will see yourself. If you practice, you have to realize it works. Now, again, they object. But so many religions are there. Oh, I have short life. How can I practice all of them to check out which one is good, which one is bad? No, you don't have to. You have to have basic preliminary knowledge. What means spiritual life and what means spiritual person and what means religion. If you want to buy gold, you must know at least something about gold. Otherwise, you will come home with a piece of plastic and being cheated. So if you understand what is spiritual life, it's not material life. It's not meant for sense gratification, sense enjoyment. It's not meant. God is not there that we pray to him, bless us who are on the earth so we can enjoy without you. Basic knowledge of religion, of your relation with God must be known. If you don't know this basic thing, then you will be cheated. There are religions who promote, pray to our God and he will give you money, he will give you kidneys, he will give you pass your exam, he will give you material wealth. No? And then you will think, oh, this is attractive. But these are material things. This is not religion. This is mundane piety, that's all. There's nothing to do with religion. So basic thing you must know, that what is God? What is the concept? What is Sambandha Jnana? Who am I? Who is God? What is our relation? This much should be known. If you don't know, then you hear from people and from devotees and learn. And phalena parichayate, you judge the religion by its followers. You judge a tree according to fruit it's giving. Then you utilize your intelligence, observe and see, oh, these people are meat eaters, they're killing animals, how they can be godly? Or these people are, just watching TV, going to cinema, drinking, smoking. What they are different from us who are materialistic? And these are priests. So you have to use your intelligence to see who is following, who is pure. He is one to be followed. And also the philosophy should be convincing. Explanation should be convincing. The reasoning behind our entrapment, bondage in material world should make sense. No? So it should be logical, should be practical, should be visible, feasible on the faces of practitioners. And then you get the faith. Okay, so Srila Prabhupada used the shloka to show immediately God is a person. And this is why he came to establish. Because jivas came to material world not to surrender to God, to enjoy without him. Now acharyas and Vedas, gurus, parampara, avatars, everybody comes to say, no, God is a person and you should have relation with him, you should love him, you should serve him, then you will be happy. This is the purpose of Vedas, this purpose of Guru, This is the purpose of avatars. This is Krishna's purpose. So Srila Prabhupada immediately used this shloka to establish that Krishna is supreme. Okay, here, what Prabhupada says. Just ask, in any religious system, what is their conception of God? Can anyone tell clearly? No one can tell. But we shall immediately say, and then he quotes, Venunk Vananta Maravinda Dalayata, he quotes full shloka. Now this is very, you see, we don't know what we have. Ask Christians how God looks like. Ask them. I have no clue. Moses, he saw a white hand of the God and his curly hair. And that's it. No other description of God. Now, if God is Yahweh or Yehovah or whatever they call him, Elohim, but now they say, okay, God is Jesus. So they know, okay, at least some form of the God. But how the spiritual world looks like, what are the activities there, what are his associates, what God does all day, zero knowledge. Muslim in Quran, what do they have? Not much description of God. God spoke to Muhammad. That's what you get. And there's some supplementary literatures from the prophets. You get a little bit description. God, Allah sits on the throne and his shins are visible. Whoever came for his darshan, he saw his shins. Means that lower portion of his legs, you know. This much he saw. What do the Buddhists know about God? Exactly what their philosophy says. Nothing. Zero. Shunyavad Buddhism. No. You see? So what do we look at Prabhupada, what he said? Immediately we shall say, ask us, I worship primeval God who is adept in playing on his flute, whose blooming eyes are like lotus petals, whose head is bedecked with peacock feather, whose figure of beauty is tinged with the hue of blue clouds, whose unique loveliness charms millions of cupids. Immediately we can give a description of God. If there is no idea of God, then what kind of religion is that? You are teaching religion, you don't know even how God looks like, for God's sake. You don't know even what he does. You don't know what are his qualities. Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila, Dhamma, everything is described in the Vedas. Therefore, we follow that. Why did you change your religion? I didn't change religion. I changed from not serving God to serving God, from not knowing God to knowing God. This is the place where I get. When you go on the market buying mangoes, do you ask first, are you Muslim or Christian? Then I'll buy your mangoes. No, you are seeing the qualities of mangoes. You don't give a fig from where it's coming from. Even if they are stolen, you will buy. Maybe not you, I'll buy. What is the point? The point is that you are looking for quality. No, knowledge. Where you get the knowledge? Everybody knows how to use this stupid phone. I mean the smartphone. Sorry for expression. No, where you get the knowledge from? Somebody made it. Somebody spread the knowledge. You have no clue. Knowledge came from Japan, or knowledge came from USA, or knowledge came from Russia. We do not know. We don't care. Also, correct? Every kid knows how to use the laptop. Where the knowledge came from? Nobody asks. Is it Japanese knowledge? Is it Iranian knowledge? Is it Norwegian knowledge? Nobody asks. Simply you're seeking for knowledge. Correct? Somebody is attacking us. Oh, you are from Europe and your parents are Christians. Why did you go to Indian religion? And fellow, you are driving a Japanese car. You're having Italian cloth. You're having Swiss watch. You have a American phone. You have African wife. And you say, I want, but God must be from my country, you know. What is the logic? Where is the philosophy behind it? It's meaningless. It's meaningless. Why you have all these things from different countries? Because of quality. Because it's the best. So who describes God the best? Which literature in the world? Which religion describes God the best? Vedas. There's no match. There is no match. There's no comparison. There's no even the Vedas live in the dust. All other religions behind, kilometers behind, in the spiritual race of searching for God. So you see how Prabhupada, immediately he used this, immediately, no? There was that famous Leela with Srila Prabhupada when he was invited early days. I don't know, 68, 69, 70s. Devotees arranged TV show program for Prabhupada. And the TV show was quite popular at that time, but the host was known to be a little nasty to his guests. He will be first nice, and then he start pinching and irritating and make such agitation, and he became famous like that. He's earning money from that, from irritating his guests. So somehow or other, these Hare Krishnas, they were doing kirtans, and they were little, something unusual seen in America. Young people shaved heads, dressed in the bed sheets, painted in orange or yellow or whatever color they had at that time. So he invited devotees. Why don't you invite your Guruji, who is, preaching? So devotees embraced. Prabhupada, we are invited for the TV show. Prabhupada said, great, let's go and preach. But some devotees were worrying because this man was really nasty host. So devotees brought whatever they had, little painting of Krishna playing a flute. And they put on the chair next to Prabhupada, and the show started. So this man immediately. So this blue person who is, as you described, coward boy, taking care of cows, this is God. He started laughing, And Prabhupada turned to him. Yes, this is God, from authorized description of Vedas. And what is your conception of God? Completely overpowered, just zip. Didn't know what to say because he doesn't know, because there's no information. Then Prabhupada is looking. So you don't know what is God? We are presenting from Vedas what is God. Why don't you accept? Why God cannot play flute? Yeah? Blasted him off. He was like a smaller than mustard seed in the program, Prabhupada's spiritual intelligence, Krishna's power in Prabhupada, defeated him completely because of mighty knowledge. Because of mighty information from the Vedas, Prabhupada just defeated him just like that. And even devotee of 3 months can debate with any scholar and expose his false logic and meaningless arguments. It's the truth. It's true. So much knowledge. 3-month devotee has so much more about God than person who 50 years practices, I'll not mention by the name, other religions who have no information about God. They have faith in somebody. They don't know what he looks like, what he does, what are his activities, what is his nature. Hardly they know. Basic things they know. Okay, so here, so this is the point. The Prabhupada used the shloka to establish very purpose of his coming, that God is a person, we have eternal relation with him, surrender to him. And that's also done through the chanting of the holy name. So here, look what Prabhupada says. This is very important to understand the mission of Prabhupada. Here, the process of Krishna consciousness is to deliver the form of Krishna directly. Look at this statement. The purpose of Krishna consciousness, to deliver the form of Krishna directly, so that everybody can see Krishna, that everybody can come in presence of Krishna and serve him spiritually. Look at this statement. No? The purpose, the process of Krishna consciousness to deliver form of Krishna directly. By chanting Hare Krishna, we'll see God. That's what it means. Okay. The form of Krishna is described in authoritative Vedic literature, Brahma-saṁhitā. His abode is made of Chintamani stone. Lord plays there as a choir boy and is served by many thousands of gopis. These descriptions are authoritative, and a Krishna conscious person takes them directly, acts on them, preaches them, and practices devotional service as enjoined in authoritative scripture. Look at this sentence, no? So we accept what Veda says. Conscious person takes them directly. He's not telling this is some imagination, this is analogical. God plays flute means actually God has no form, and flute is the sound of the wind that you hear, breeze, and all these speculations, by unauthorized people. No, we take directly this statement. Acts on them. Acts on them means we follow Krishna's instruction. We follow that Brahma also followed: austerity, mantra japa, meditation, absorption, a gut initiation, and preaches them, and practice devotional service as enjoined in authoritative scriptures. So this is how we present God as a person. This is how Prabhupada presented. Okay, so this is the unique and most important information for Jiva who left God, who do not want to know God, who want to forget God, who want to dismiss God's existence. Jiva hears again, no, God is there. No, sir, you are wrong. God is there. They ask Prabhupada how to preach. You go house to house and tell them, dear sir, you are great. You are amazing. You're such a big person in material world. Please now give up all your nonsense and start chanting Hare Krishna and go home back to God. This is how Prabhupada say, how to distribute books, they ask you. Give up all your nonsense and read this book and you'll get knowledge how to go home back to God. And this is what we do, basically, you know. This is what we do. So this is the point, that we want to present Krishna directly. Excuse me. We want to reveal Krishna. So you cannot hide, you cannot half preach, you cannot not present Krishna. When you get the opportunity to preach, you have to tell Krishna is God, person, he has spiritual qualities, spiritual pastimes, his activities are transcendental, his form, everything, name, is all beneficial for us, you know. So we have to preach like this. And then we can see the Krishna playing flute. Then we can see this form described by Brahma. So here, who can see the form? Look, Prabhupada explains. This is from Prabhupada in Śrīmad Bhagavatam. The word Swanam is especially significant because only devotees are very, very dear to Supreme Lord. Then Prabhupada explains. Jnanis, yogis, and karmis are not particularly dear to the Lord. For the karmis simply wants to see Supreme Personality of Godhead as their order supplier. Karmis are those who perform activities to gain material benefit. So even if they believe in God, karma yogi, he believes in God, but he thinks God is order supplier. And most of the people in the world today, whatever religion they belong, they pray for material benefit. Dear God, please help me, cure my back problem. Please help me with money. Please help with family. I have this problem, that problem. God is order supplier. This is relation with God they have. And God is not so pleased with them. And they are not going to see him personally. Because material supply, God sends his servant. What do you want? You want to talk to me? No. Just send me something. Okay, I send you by the boy. Boy will come and deliver. Correct? Order supply. The jnani wants to see him, to become one with him. That's also not nice. You want to become God. You want to merge with God. So God also doesn't want to see you. He is not going to show his transcendental form to jnanis. And the yogis want to see him partially represented within their heart as Paramatma. The yogis also, they don't want to deal with him. They don't want to serve him. They are just appreciating his might and his amazing mystic power to be in heart of everyone, for example. But the bhaktas or the devotees want to see him in his complete perfection. Such highly fortunate realized soul can see in their hearts the eternal transcendental two-handed form of Supreme Lord known as Shyama Sundara playing his flute. So for devotees, Lord will be revealed. This is the purport here. So here, Prabhupada continues preaching. No? Over and above all, the Lord used to play his celebrated flute. Now, when you talk about God, oh, God creates material world. God is made a system of karma, awards, and punish you, and changing body. Over and above all, God is playing his celebrated flute. This is the focus of spiritual discussion, how God plays flute, not how God runs karma of the people and how God makes them changing bodies, 84 legs of species. What is the focus of discussion? How Bhagwan plays his flute, celebrated flute. The sound vibrated by his flute would give his friends such transcendental pleasure that they would forget all the talks of Brahmananda, which is so much prized by the impersonalists. No? These coward boys, as will be explained by Shukadeva Goswami, were living entities who had accumulated heaps of pious acts and thus were enjoying with Lord in person and were hearing transcendental flute. So who can come in God's presence? Who? Krita Punya Punja. Those who are purified, life after life, engaged in the pious activities, devotional activities. And there, Lord is pleased with them. His devotees. Bhaktya Mama Bijanat. So this is what is explained. And then Srila Prabhupada quotes again, Venum Kvanantam, he quotes, and he says, he is always engaged. He is God. Therefore, he is always enjoying playing flute. Oh, he hasn't got to do anything. And that is stated in Vedic literature. Parasya Shaktir Vividaya Vashruyat. So this is what Prabhupada preached. This is what we have to preach. What is it? What you are playing? Your God is just playing flute. What is this? Doesn't look something, spectacular. People think God should sit some almighty throne and should look powerful, and thunder should be. How they painted God, you can see in Christian religion. Old man sitting on the cloud, having might to give life, But here, the God in Vedas is described most beautiful, the youngest, the all attractive, enjoying with his devotees. And he is ready to accommodate everyone. He is so mighty that everybody can enjoy with him, play with him, dance with him, sing with him, be with him, being attracted with his transcendental flute. So this is definition of God. He is always enjoying, playing flute. He hasn't got to do anything. This is God. Not that, what was the description? After 6 days of creation, 7th day God took rest. He was tired. Christian God plays flute once a week, every Sunday. Jewish say it's Sabbath, it's Saturday. No, but our Bhagwan plays flute every day, and day and night also, no sleep. Okay, so so this is the definition of God. He is enjoyer. Prabhupada gives the story of that European gentleman coming to India, visiting all temples. And after seeing Durga temple and Shiva temple and Ganapati temple, he came to Radha Krishna temples. And he said, this is God. This is what he concluded. This must be God. So they asked that, how did you conclude? Just by, your first time here, you didn't study Vedas. No, I saw Durga is holding so many weapons, so many things to do. Shiva is also holding Trishul and Japamala. Everybody is doing something. But here in this temple, I saw he is enjoying. So that must be God. God is so powerful. He doesn't have to do anything. Simply he enjoys. This is what it is. This is the truth. And Prabhupada said, very intelligent conclusion. Prabhupada finished the story like that, no? So, yeah, indeed, it is the Vedic conclusion, Prabhupada said. So, so this is the what Prabhupada came to present, that God is a person, he is sentient being, he is full of feelings, he has a form, he has activities, and they are preaching this, and this is very conclusion. And this is beneficial for us, this is purifying for us, this is delivering us from material entanglement. Okay, I read some more quotes because they're really nice how Prabhupada uses this. Here, Venum Kvanantam, Prabhupada says, he's very fond of playing on the flute, Aravinda Dalaya Taksham. His eyes are just like petals of lotus flower. These are described in Vedic literatures. So Krishna is not formless. How much Prabhupada bangs on this point that God is not formless. That means simply avoiding God, not wanting to surrender to God. Means not being able to achieve our constitutional position. Means be deprived from the eternal happiness. You cannot be happy unless you understand God is person and surrender to him by engaging in devotional service. So here, so many places, acharyas are banging on that, defeating impersonalism and Mayavad. It is not that devotees of Krishna by imagination, as Mayavadi rascals they say. They are made formed by imagination. No, this is described in Vedas. And Krishna, when appeared on this planet, the same thing was visible. Now look at this argument. No, first thing, Krishna's form is described in Vedas. Second thing, when Krishna appeared, this was visible. His form was visible. And then he said, those who have seen authorities, Vyasadeva, Arjuna, he has seen personally. He has described Bhagavad Gita, Param Brahman, Param Dham, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan, Purusham, Shashwatam, Divyam, Adi Devam, Ajam, Vibhu. So now you see how Prabhupada links. Same thing while we're discussing. What Veda says, this was realized. They seen God. These are authorities. They talk to God. And they describe, they accepted. Krishna didn't say, oh, you are ordinary person, you are prince. No. Arjuna didn't say that to Krishna. No. Arjuna says, Param Brahma, Param Dham, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan. So you see how it is linked. By the realization of the sadhus, of the devotees, of the acharyas, we accept, because it's saying what Veda says. What Veda described, it was seen, it was practical. So these are all very good points, no? And then also, because this spiritual person, for material conditioned soul is difficult to understand. There are so many contradictions, and therefore they cannot understand why God is killing, Why Gita is spoken on battlefield? But God is killing, He's giving moksha. Contradictions are reconciled in the Lord. There's no problem. For us, it's not possible. How God can have so many forms? In the West, people are so much complaining on this, so much complaint. So many gods you have in India. And we say, no, it's one God. Krishna's form was Ram, Krishna's form was Narayana, Krishna's form was Nrsimha. Why don't you focus on one form? But Bhagavan has many forms. He's so opulent, you know. Just like, who is this man, you ask me. I say, oh, this is very rich man. No, that man in yellow suit. This is very rich man. Next day, man comes out in green color, in green shirt. And you ask, who is that? I say, same, that rich person. No, yesterday told me he's in yellow. But he is rich. He can change 10 times a day shirt. You can't limit in description by one form. It's not possible. He has opulence. He can show so many forms. That's good. That makes sense. So focus on one form. And you are, how is it possible? But it's not possible for you and me. Atmana manyate jagat. If I cannot have two forms, doesn't mean that God cannot have two forms. No? I have no money doesn't mean that you have no money. Correct? It's simply foolish logic. Where is the limit to God? God means one without limit. Where is something to be impossible for God? God means makes impossible possible. He can do it. He has no problems. So all these contradictory things are described. And okay, I'll read a little bit like this. As stated in Brahma-saṁhitā, the Supreme Lord in His original nature is very beautiful. His original nature, what means original nature? Then He sent some other nature. Means in His original form is most beautiful. Okay, He may assume any form anytime. Some will be more beautiful, some will be maybe less beautiful. They are all beautiful because they are transcendental and spiritual, but still Krishna's form is more attractive than, for example, form of Matsya. For example, I'm not saying Matsya is not attractive, will be attractive to particular devotees, but Krishna's form is attractive to everyone. And this is the difference. So, Vainum Kvananta Ravinda Dalata, the Supreme Personal Godhead, although blackish, is very, very beautiful. Now, this is a contradiction that what we find in material world, usually what is dark and black is not so attractive as something glittering, shining, golden, sparkling, that immediately brings your attention. No? In India also, so much is required. In the horoscope, girl description should be mentioned, fair girl, then you know she will get married. If you say beautiful like a dark monsoon cloud, nobody will marry her. Correct? I mean, sorry to say, this body was acquired in the Europe, and there we have concept that as soon as the sun comes, we all want to come on sun to become darker. So summertime is competition, and we as a kids will put hands next to each other, who is darker. So there is more, they have this quartzing, artificial, getting dark. You can see our Trump, he has orange face because every day he's getting this quartzing, to appear a little darker and attractive. So in Europe and America, they think darker skin is attractive, and here they think white skin is attractive. But by the way, skin is not attractive. It's the soul who is attractive. Okay, now Bhagavan, Srila Jiva Goswami says this, shows his absolute nature. He becomes most attractive, most beautiful, not having white color, having black color, still he is most attractive. So that really shows absolute nature. It doesn't fit in our logic. Oh, God is not white, he's black, and still he is attractive. It's mind-blowing information. I was very impressed to hear this explanation, Usually you expect white and bright and shining, that is God. But here you have dark complexion, which is effulgent, which is shining like anything, which is Kiran Mayena Patrana Satyasya Pihita Mukam. Lord, please remove that effulgence so I can see your form. So effulgent. And when you see it, it's dark blue complexion. Mind-blowing. Something unexpected. Something extraordinary. Bhagavan is showing, look, I can be black and all attractive. You think white is attractive, but black is attractive. No? One devotee issued books on this. You'll come to the African American people in the USA and say, I have religious books. I'm not interested, fine, or I have my own religion. But look, man, these books describe God is black. Wow. So he told me, He will ask donation, they'll give donation, and one man, particularly one basketball player, famous, this. I'm not good in names, I forgot his name. He say, man, I give you $10 for the book, and I give you another $10, give to whomever you want, and tell everyone, God is black. But not that black, sorry, not exactly that black. It's a little different, a little bluish, not a different color, not of material color at all, So all these things are described. Contradiction, no problem for Krishna. Okay, so here, Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Kalyana Kalpataru, famous Vibhava Rishesha song we are singing, Navina Nirada Rupa Manohara Mohana Vamsi Bihari. Navina Nirada means what? Navina means new, Nirada means a cloud. His complexion just like a new cloud. New cloud, exactly when rainy season is starting. This is not white cloud. This is the newly formed, heavy, dark, gray and blue mixture kind of cloud, New cloud, blackish. General black is not considered very beautiful within this material world. But because his body is transcendental, even he is blackish, he is the universally attractive. Rupa Manohara. That's what it means. Navina Nirada, color of blue, dark cloud, Ganashyam, Shyamasundar. Rupa Manohara, his form is bewildering. He just mesmerizes your mind. No? Mohana Vamshi Bihari. Simply, when he stands with his flute, even though he is black-sheep, he becomes attracted to everyone. Mohana Vamshi Bihari. So he attacks you with the form and he attacks you with playing his flute. He bewilders the soul spiritually, and in that way, soul is benefited. So this is described. So this is described. Krishna's beauty is described in this shloka, and just have a few more quotes. The Lord's beauty is compared to rainfall, because when the rain falls in rainy season, it becomes more and more pleasing to the people. After the scorching heat of summer season, the people enjoy rainy season very much. Indeed, they even come out of the door in villages and enjoy rainfall directly. So I've seen this in Vrindavan. Indra Prabhu has this ritual. When first rain comes, they'll do kirtan around the temple on the rain. They will take their karatas, and he has his movable harmonium and mridangas. They'll go and run around temple in ecstasy on rain, thinking of Krishna, thinking of this example, because the rainy cloud when comes gives relief from scorching heat, as we all experience here in India. So thus the Lord's bodily feature are compared to clouds of rainy season. The devotees enjoy Lord's beauty because it is collection of all kinds of beauties. Look at this, another amazing statement. The devotees enjoy Lord's beauty because it's collection of all kinds of beauties. Somebody has beautiful hair, somebody looks beautiful, somebody has beautiful bodily features, somebody has beautiful fingers, somebody has beautiful feet, somebody has beautiful dress, somebody has beautiful eyes, somebody has beautiful voice. Krishna has everything beautiful, bang, everything is in one form. So look at this. Devotees enjoy Lord's beauty because it's collection of all kinds of beauties. Therefore, the word Sarva Saundarya Sangraham is used. No one can say that the body of the Lord is wanting in beautiful parts. There is no anything that could be enhanced more. He looks nice. Sometimes we see a nice person. He looks nice, but just a little bit, his legs are a little shorter, or his nose is a little longer or something, But there is nothing missing in Lord's beauty. It's perfection of beauty. It's completely Purnam. Everything is complete. God's creation, God's beauty, God's bodily features. All these are so complete that all one's desires can be fully satisfied when one sees the beauty of the Lord. And this is described by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in Madhurya Kadambini book. Then when devotee sees the Lord, first time when spiritual eyes actually focus on Krishna's transcendental form, when you actually Krishna manifests his form in front of the devotee, it's so bewildering that the through eyes, all other senses become bewildered and soul faints on the spot. Devotee faints, cannot behold because it's so impressive, it's so tasty, you may say. It's so pleasing. It's so strong impact of seeing the Lord's form. The devotee faints. And then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur describes that this happens with all other limbs, all other things. Then when you faint, Lord calls you by the name. Hey, Jiva, wake up. Don't faint here. Now you're in spiritual world. No sleeping. Come, let's play. Then by hearing the sound of Krishna's transcendental voice enters through the ears. And then Jiva awakens, hears that sound, faints again. It's so bewildering. Then Lord comes a little closer, and Jiva, which is unconscious, become conscious by breathing in the transcendental fragrance of Lord's body. And he's so pleasing that all of senses become nose. Doesn't want to exhale, just want to breathe in forever. So pleasing fragrance of Krishna's body. And Jiva faints again. Then Lord comes nearby and touches the soul. Hey, wake up, come on, let's go and play. And just feeling the soft touch of the Lord, again, Jiva faints. So this is how it's described in the Shastra. And then all of this, when Lord embraces one and accepts him in his transcendental path, all at once appear at once, all of the experience of all the senses. What a ecstasy, what a bliss, you know. So this is, that all these are so complete that all one's desire can be fully satisfied when one sees the beauty of the Lord. What Sarva Sundar indicates, there are different types of beauties in material and spiritual worlds, and that the Lord contains all of them, because all of the beauties come from him. Wherever you see something beautiful, because it reflects part of the Lord's beauty, part of the Lord's quality, like that. So this is described. So beauty of Krishna. Krishna is most beautiful. The original form of God is the source of all beauties, all forms, all powers, source of everything. The beauty of Krishna, especially the beauty of his face, is described here. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam. At the end of the 9th canto, this is important purport. At the end of the 9th canto, in the 24th chapter, we find hint of Krishna's beauty. Okay, at the end of the 9th canto, Bhagavatam starts talking about Krishna's beauty, and then comes the 10th canto. Okay, now we are proceeding to the 10th canto, which is considered Krishna's head. The entire Srimad Bhagavad Purana is the embodiment of Krishna's form, and the 10th canto is his face. So Bhagavatam is also satisfying all desires of the Lord, of the devotees, can fully fulfill one spiritually and satisfy all one needs, because actually is the form of the Lord. And 10th canto is his face. These verses give hint of how beautiful his face is. Krishna's smiling face, his cheeks, his lips, the ornaments in his ears, his chewing of betel nuts, all this was minutely observed by the gopis, who does enjoy transcendental bliss, so much so that they were never fully satisfied to see Krishna's face, but instead condemned the creator of the body for making eyelids to obstruct their vision. How Krishna is beautiful. The gopis criticized Brahma. Why did you create eyelids? So it blinks. So that second, how long it lasts blinking? Hardly there is any interruption. But when you are focused fully, it is slow and is darkening and everything is, this obstacle. Oh, this is such a disturbance. Brahma got cursed by the gopis. The beauty of Krishna's face was therefore much more appreciated by gopis than by his friends, the cowboys, or even by Yashoda Mata, who was also interested in decorating Krishna's face. Now look at this. The gopis were able to appreciate even more Krishna's beauty because of their different rasa with Krishna. Then even friends, then even Mother Yashoda. Of course, the child is most beautiful to the mother. In material, you can see, even child is not so beautiful, But when they brought the small baby, everybody tells, oh, so nice, so beautiful, no? And one person who was interviewing other men, he asked him, do you sometimes lie? The man said, no, never. No, I have to be honest, I do sometimes. When do you lie? He's some big politician, senator or something, So, when do you lie? When they bring sometimes babies, sometimes say, oh, so cute. Even I think it's very ugly. But for mother, it's true. Mother thinks, oh, the most beautiful. My child is most beautiful one, correct? Look at this. The gopis appreciate face of Krishna more even than Mother Yashoda. How is it possible? Oh, this is the way gopis are attracted with Krishna is different than how mother is attracted with Krishna. Is different than gopas are attracted with Krishna. Is different how servants are attracted with Krishna. And this is why it is. Okay. So here this one. This is shloka from Bhagavatam, 3rd canto. The Lord appeared in mortal world by his internal potency, Yoga Maya. He came in his eternal form, which is just suitable for his pastimes. Now you see the link. Why Krishna's form is so attractive, so beautiful? Because he wants to enjoy pastimes with his devotees. His form is just suitable for that. When Bhagavan wants to enjoy pastimes of punishing somebody, comes as Nrsimha. It's a suitable form to punish somebody, correct? No? I mean, he can punish in any form. Varahadev came and also kicked Hiranyaksha with his leg, finish, gone. He can punish in any form. But this is really suitable, charming form for Madhurya Rasa, for Shringara Rasa, for these pastimes. These pastimes were wonderful for everyone, even for those proud of their own opulence, including Lord himself. His form as a Lord of Vaikuntha. Now this is amazing. Lord's form as a Narayan, the Lord who is in charge for all material creation, maintenance, and destruction, for all manifestation of material universes, even he was attracted with Krishna's form. And therefore, Lord Narayan stolen these sons of the Brahmana, and Arjuna and Krishna have to come to see him. And Lord Narayan said, I just want to see your form. He was attracted with Krishna's form and with his pastimes also. So how much this form is attracted that even Lord's other forms are attracted with that form. This is mind-blowing, this is really. Thus, say Krishna, transcendental body is the ornament of all ornaments. So body is beautiful when you put some ornaments, put some makeup, this, that. But here, the Krishna is described that he is ornament of his ornaments. Means that ornaments looks beautiful on Krishna's body. Otherwise, they are not so attractive. Complete opposite, no? This is in Kamba Ramayana described for Sita Devi. They were decorating Sita for marriage. And they said the more ornaments they put, the more they conceal her beauty. Because the more flowers, the more earrings, the more ornaments, they're covering her face. They said the more they put, the more they conceal, they're covering her beauty. What they are doing? Completely opposite. No? Not that more beautiful after ornaments. And this material is such a cheating. You can see the ugly witch can be beautiful just by putting makeup, and put all kinds of colors and perfumes and creams on the face, and after removing, you get heart attack, It's just such a bluff and cheating, But you can see here completely opposite, no? That ornaments become beautiful on Krishna's body. Okay, so here, the conclusion Srila Prabhupada says. So our Krishna consciousness movement is against all this rascaldom. All this rascaldom. We present, here is God. Here is God. Take his name. Take his address also, Prabhupada says. Now, how much we know about God? We know address. No. Post office, Mathura district, village Vrindavan, Main Street, first house left, Nanda Bhavan. No. House number 1. Okay. So Prabhupada laughed when he said. That is also, it is so perfect. They are searching after God. We are given the name, address, activity, everything, quality, all. Nama, Rupa, Lila, Parikara, Vasishtya, everything. Nama means name. Here is Krishna, God's name. Form, here is the form. He is engaged in enjoyment with Radharani and playing on his flute. Venum Kwanantam Aravinda Dalayat. We are not imagining. Not that this artist imagines, the poet imagines. No, we do not do that rascaldom. We do not do that. We take information from Vedas. Krishna, when he was present personally, he played on his flute. The gopis saw and the Kauravas saw 5,000 years ago. And the acharyas took information. Even if you don't believe in history, then come to Shastra. The Shastra says, Venum Kwanantam Aravinda Dalayat. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is always engaged in playing his flute. This is Vedic statement. Venum Kwanantam. His eyes are just like a lotus petal, Aravinda Dalayat. And he has got peacock feather on his head. This is a description in the Vedas. He has got the peacock feather on his head. Barhava Tamsam Asitam Buddha. Confirm. His color is blackish. What kind of blackish? Asitam Buddha, just like a new cloud. Asitam Sundarangam. But don't think because he's blackish, he's not beautiful. He's most beautiful. How much beautiful? He's so beautiful that if you gather millions of cupids, still he's more beautiful. These descriptions are there. So, Krishna consciousness movement is very nice. You'll be able to understand what is God, and you'll be able to understand what is your relation with God, and you will be able to understand how you go back to home, back to Godhead. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki. See that? This is what it is. This is how Prabhupada presented. And this is, okay, 9 o'clock, I'll stop here. Shloka 31, maybe we'll do text time, Shloka 31. Do you have any questions? Yesterday I didn't see any questions basically, and okay, let me see, do we have any questions? Okay, today there are some questions here. Okay, here the question is, if Krishna and all his incarnations are eternally existing, then on what logic and scriptural evidences can we understand which one is the source of all? Other outer sampradayas consider Krishna, Vishnu or Ram as supreme, differently with solid Shastric references and their own explanation. So how can we synchronize this scriptural and logically and solve this confusion? Okay, so this is first question. So, yes, maybe different sampradayas present different Lord, different form of the Lord as the Supreme. So there is contradiction, there is no contradiction. If somebody say Ram is Supreme, we agree. Because we understand who is Ram. Krishna in Adhyodhya is called Ram. It's same our Krishna, we don't see any contradiction. If somebody say Narayan is Supreme, Narayan is Supreme, we have no problem. Who is Narayan? Krishna, who expands in Purusha avatars and deals with material world, who enjoys with Lakshmi, Śrī Devi, Bhu Devi, Nila Devi, Leela Devi, no problem. So actually this reconciles the matter. There is no contradiction. This is all same God. Nrsimha is supreme. Absolutely Nrsimha is supreme. Radha Krishna is supreme. Radha Krishna is supreme. Laddu Gopal is supreme. Laddu Gopal is supreme. We have no problem. It's the same. We are speaking about the same person. If I call you by different names, I'm pointing at the same person. There is no contradiction. Huh? Is this person the best in chanting shlokas here? Yes. And if I say it is young man is best in chanting. Oh, now you say this person, and now you say young man. But they are pointing at the same person. And now you say Gaur Bhagwan is best in chanting those shlokas. Oh, now you say Gaur Bhagwan, but it's the same person. There is a young person who is the, what did I say first? That person, this person, and go, this is the same person. I'm pointing at the same thing. Where is the contradiction? Now, the contradiction is that who is source of others? There you have to bring Shastras. Now, the which form came first? They are all eternal. How can you say which one came first? But Shastra says that first candle given light to another head. Dipacheva hirashantaramabhyupetya. Then we see in the Vedas, Ete chamsa kala pumsa, Krishnastu bhagwan swayam. All others are kala and amshas. All others are plenary expansion or expansions of plenary expansion of the God. But Krishna is the first candle. Krishna is the source of all. Sarva karana karanam, anadir adir going. So then you have to quote Shastras to sustain this. So in one way, there is no argument, so there is no contradiction. And if you really want to show, then you have to quote Shastras. And Bhagavatam is superior to other Puranas, superior even to Vedanta Sutra, because it's Vyasadeva's own commentary. And what does Bhagavatam describe? Krishnastu bhagavan swayam. Bas, finished. There's no contradiction. But we don't fight. We don't fight with those devotees who worship Ram, because their Svarupa is to be in Ram Lila. We don't fight with devotees who worship Narayan, because their Svarupa is in Narayan Lila. We don't fight with devotees who worship Nrsimha. We join them. Why do Gaudiya Vaishnavas worship Nrsimha? To protect them and remove obstacles so they can worship Radha Krishna. That's what it is. Hridaya Nrsimha. Lord, you are in our heart. Remove this kama, krodha, lobha, so I can focus my mind in Radha Krishna service. This is why we worship Lord Nrsimha. Not that we worship Lord Nrsimhadev and then we become, 400 form or something. No, we worship Nrsimhadev to get blessing, so we can get this Madhurya Bhav as asserted by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there is no contradiction. Okay, the second question. A spirit soul develops her form, Svarupa, as per she develops. Attachment for particular Vishnu Tattva. Then this way we say that a soul doesn't have a fixed form or she is formless. How can we determine what is the original form of the soul? No, soul form is fixed. Every soul has a form, spiritual form. Spiritual form is there. Spiritual form already you have. It's covered by subtle body, it's covered by the gross body. So when you practice sadhana bhakti, automatically your attraction will be to that form of the Lord, to which your nature, svabhava, swarupa, is meant to serve, eternally to serve. Now, if devotee, if the soul, in the association of other devotees, advanced souls, develop attachment for other form of the Lord, by the blessing of the Lord, one can actually change his form. He can have, by the blessing of the Lord, he can have another Swarup, or even two forms, just like associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like Rupa Goswami. He is in Chaitanya Lila eternally in one form, and he is Rupa Manjari in Krishna Lila eternally. So he had desire to serve two forms of the Lord. So by Lord's blessing, that is given, facility is given like that. So by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, those who develop lowlyam, atamulyam ekam, that transcendental greed, intense desire to serve Krishna in Madhurya Rasa, by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy and chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, one can actually get Swarupa. Even if maybe originally his Swarupa is forehead, he may develop that. It is very rare. Usually, souls, they are happy and satisfied in their Swarupa. There's no need to change. But by association of the devotees in Parampara of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, who is very pleased with devotion, with Madhurya Bhav, that special blessing is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Otherwise, regularly, by regular Vaidhi Bhakti and so on, that simply your form will be revealed, which is mind-blowing thing. You go home back to Godhead, and back to your Swarupa, serve the Lord. So in that sense, not that soul is formless. There's no time the soul is formless. That does not exist, the state. Simply covered. Okay. So this is one person asking 3 questions, isn't it? 2 are already answered. So I can I take other people's question and then come back to him? Huh? Who are Shanta Rasa devotees? Why they achieve that rasa? That is described in Nectar of Devotion. The Shanta Rasa devotees are devotees who appreciate Lord's powers and opulences, and they develop desire to serve him in neutral state, not directly, but to facilitate his pastimes. So they become rivers, they take bodies of the trees, plants, they may become different animals, peacocks, deers, parrots. These are all devotees in Shantarasa. And they give pleasure to Lord in that way. Cows, they give so much pleasure to Krishna, Govinda. But they serve in that way, that facilitate Lord's pastimes. Lord wants some shade, and then tree expands. Lord wants some fruits, is provided, flowers, anything. That yesterday we were hearing glories of banyan tree over Yamuna, so big. The boys are crossing this side and that side, and there is a cavity inside. They hide inside, and they have one place looking like a couch. They lay down on it, and then swing is there. So much pleasure giving the tree. The tree is so dear. And tree is in transcendental ecstasy. All day the lotus feet of Gopas and Krishna on your head, Bliss, cannot be better. So Shanta Rasa in Goloka is manifested like that. Okay. Is there any Shastric reference that one can change one's Swarupa? That is explained by our Acharyas, and also is mentioned in Prema Bhakti Chandrika. You can see there, the shloka is given there, for example. But it's not, don't take it so cheaply. One can change Swarupa. So you got the catalog and now, okay, what shall I choose? It's not like that. It's really, everything we are looking mundane and material, it's not like that, Again, Jiva is thinking, what is best for me? What shall I be? You'll be attracted naturally, spontaneously. And in Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, definitely we are hearing more of the Madhurya Rasa than all others. But it's very rare. Rare in the sense, really you have to have desire. It's not just, I choose this, I choose it. You don't choose God. God chooses you. It's not that you choose what form of, it's not the sabji market, I want to some parwal, I want to some loki. It's not like that. God has chosen you. You have your eternal relation with God. God has chosen you. He already fixed your service. And you are satisfied with that. Brihad Bhagavatamrita, if you read, Gopakumar, who is in Sakya Rasa, Sakha, friend of Krishna, he is going to Vrindavan, Goloka. So from material world, he is going through all abodes, and he is seeing so many things. And he comes to Ayodhya, and he speaks to Hanuman. And Hanuman is in bliss, worshipping Ram in Ayodhya. So he say, come with me I'm going to Dwaraka from here. And then I'll go to Puri. Then I'll go to Mathura. I'll go to Vrindavan. Come with me. And Hanuman said, wish you happy journey. I'm happy here. I'm satisfied here. I'm with Lord Ram. I don't have any other perfection. That's all. There's no need. Soul is satisfied. It's not that, oh, Vaikuntha, they are less. All the material concept. This is more, this is less. It's absolute. It's pleasing. It's blissful. It's perfect. There is nothing is missing in Dasya Rasa. Nothing is missing in Shanta Rasa. Nothing is missing in this. From Rasa point of view, there are varieties. But from everyone is Dasa of the Lord. Whether Madhurya Rasa or Vatsala or Sakya or Dasa or Shanta, all are Dasas. All are servants of the Lord. All are pure devotees. All love God with full heart. All are Yayatma Suprasidati. All are fully satisfied in that service. It's not that, oh, if I miss, I'll go to Vaikuntha. Then is there any letter, Prabhuji, that we can go from Vaikuntha to Goloka and all type of questions like this? Look, this is not competition. You're not a corporate society. You have to compete for your position. Relax. Chant Hare Krishna. Everything will be revealed and will be fully satisfied. This is the power of Bhagavan. In spiritual, nobody is neglected. Nobody is mistreated. Nobody is less blissful. Everyone is in full ecstasy. Even Vrindavan, yesterday we were reading, the abode of Vrindavan, he gets stunned in ecstasy in the form of mountains and that Pulaka and Chitam, what is it? Hair stands on the end in the form of trees and leaves on the trees, So, come on, be reasonable, okay? What does it mean to go back to Godhead in self-same body like Yudhishthira Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj? Who can qualify? The idea is that they have spiritual body. They are eternal associate of Krishna and they just go to Krishna Lila. Very same body means that their body is engaged in spiritual service of the Lord and is fully spiritual. So Yudhishthira goes to another universe when Krishna has his Lila again and he goes there. No, very same body means that their body became fully spiritual. Already the spiritual body is developed while living in material world. So they, even without waiting to give up the body, already their body was fully spiritual. So it's a spiritual body. Hare Krishna. Okay, any other question? No. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.